Hi, it's Mr. S, and today I'm going to talk about enhancing your new learning. So the first slide that I'm going to show is I'm going to show a term. It's called prior knowledge. There you go. Prior knowledge. It basically what it means is that it's knowledge that you had prior to the new learning. So it's the information that you had already before you learned something new. And in this video, I'm going to recommend to activate your knowledge before you learn something new. Activating your knowledge is kind of like a warm-up. It's like when you play sports, like for example, me, I play soccer. What I do before I play the game, I would jog, do some kind of routine jogging and stretching, and then I start playing. I'm pretty sure if you're an athlete, you know what I'm talking about. Even if you, like for example, if you play an instrument, before you start playing, you probably have to tune your instrument so that it makes the correct sound, so that you can play that correct note, right? Same thing when you learn something, I want you to do a warm-up, and that is activating your knowledge. So before you learn, here's what I recommend. Jotting down the prior knowledge of the content that you are going to learn. And that could be writing down on the paper, on a tablet, like the iPad or something like that, or you can use your iPhone and just open a memo and just type it in there. It could be that simple. The goal is to activate your brain and do kind of like a warm-up, activate your prior knowledge. So I want you to take a moment and activate your prior knowledge about learning. So when you learn something new, what do you do? Or how do you learn? I want you to jot down or just use an iPhone memo and just pause the video just for a moment and do your activation. Go for it. Alright, I hope that you activated your prior knowledge about learning. You probably wrote down something like, oh, when I learn, I use highlighter. When I read a book, I use a highlighter. I create a memo, whatever it is. The reason what I made you to do that is basically three reasons. I have three reasons. One is to activate your brain, just like I said before. It's kind of like a warm-up. But the second bullet is the biggest thing. Making clear connections. When you learn something new, I want you to make connection with the old stuff and the new stuff. Make connections. For example, when you buy something new, like let's say you bought some new khaki pants, and when you bought that something, the khaki pant, the new khaki pants, you probably have to store it into somewhere just for now until you use it later, right? And you have a closet or drawer or whatever, wherever, and it's organized into like this place is for short pants, this place is for shirts, this place is for the socks and small things, this place is for shirts. Did I say that twice? I don't know, but it's organized into different parts, right? And you bought the new khaki pants, you're gonna put it into the pants drawer, right? You don't gonna put it in the shirt drawer, right? I hope not. Unless you have different ways to organize whatever it is. So that you can actually, oh, I bought this new khaki pants and I'm gonna put it here so I can take it out easily. Right? Same thing when you learn something new, like it doesn't have to be about khaki pants. It could be something when you learn something new, the knowledge. When you learn something new, you put that information into your brain and make a label, and that's when you make connections. That's what you're doing right now, making connections, making a label, so when you take it out, when you try to take it out, you can easily take it out. And that's the third bullet, remembering, recalling things easier. When you learn something new, it's the information that you learn, there's so many, and it's floating inside your brain, like somewhere, until you make connections to the prior knowledge. When you take out the knowledge, the prior knowledge and the new knowledge come together, and that's when you actually use it, right? So what I'm going to recommend is activating your brain so that you can make clear connections and so that you can use it actually. So in the classroom, it says in the classroom, but basically if you're learning something new, before the lesson, before you learn something new, jot down the prior knowledge that you have on a notebook, on a piece of paper, wherever, or index card it could be. But if you're in the classroom, I'm pretty sure the teachers won't allow you to use the phones, things like that. So you probably have to do it on a notebook. It could be on just side of it, just make a column, just memo, write it small, things like that. While you're learning, make connections with the old and the new knowledge. Oh, I knew this. Just make a comment, or oh, I know this already. Oh, this thing is related to the things that we just did before. Right? And after you learned, organize your knowledge. Create a mind map, a picture, table or chart, things like that. The mind map is this, by the way. That's a mind map. And also, that's for the students, but I want to recommend something for teachers as well. I'm pretty sure you've heard this before, and I'm pretty sure the students have used it before. It's called KWL chart, and teachers, you can use this for full one lesson. So basically, on the whiteboard, teachers will write K, W, and then L, and on the bottom, the K column represents what I know, and so the teacher's gonna list the prior knowledge that the students have shared. On the W column, I'm gonna list what I want to know. So list what the students want to know, so what we might learn, or things like that, or the questions that can be answered. And that's the before lesson thing. So do the K and W column, and then do the lesson. And after that, go back to the KWL chart and do the L column, which is what I learned. So on the L column, you're going to list what we learned, what the students learned, what the class learned, and making connection to the prior knowledge that you wrote on the K column, or the W. And then maybe you might want to add the further questions about a topic so that you can go investigate or just move forward from there. Right? And then the last thing I want to share is what I use. Just an example. When I read a book, when I read something new, and I use an index card like this, just very small. It's 3 by 5 inches. And on one side, usually the back side, where it has more space, if it's a ruled, I use the back side. If it's blank, it doesn't matter which one it is. But on one side, I wrote down the prior knowledge that I have. For example, if I'm about to read a book about how to focus or how to increase your focus level, I jot down about how to focus, what I know about it. So, for example, I know that to focus, it needs to be quiet. My environment needs to be quiet. But I can have those natural sounds like wind, water, birds, things like that. It's better to stand up because I don't want to fall asleep, things like that. Just jot it down on the back side, and on the front side, I usually write down 2 to 3 things, usually 3 things I want to know from the book. So I want to know about how to focus better. I want to know, is there a time and place that is better suited, or things like that. And that's how I use index card to when I read a book. Right, and that's the end of the video today. So please push the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.